Do you understand the oh, how do I say it? The kind of things that lay in social media. So obviously being up all night and being on your phone and being on social media leaves you open to random strangers talking to you randomly, like men, boys that are a little bit too old for you. And I feel like when you're awake at those times or you're talking online at those times, people might assume that you're older than you are or that you are able to do what you want, because we know damn well there's some people's kids that are allowed to do what the hell they like until whatever time they want, go wherever they like. I mean, each to their own, everyone raises their children differently, but I don't want people looking at you and thinking that you're that child, because you're not.
I don't think you should take it like that. I don't think that's the case. If someone's up to a certain time, they shouldn't just automatically, because someone could do that in the morning. I don't think that should be something.
That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. But I mean, have you had any problems with that? Have you had any older men messaging you?
It happens all the time, but not like I've never got myself into. It's one of those things. I'll look at it and I'll block.
You never ever interacted back with them ever? No. What about women, old women? Because I remember there was a case when you said you met somebody on a train, a woman on a train, and she added you on Instagram.
You mean when I was in Uxbridge, I wasn't on the train. She just wanted us to join some thing in Southall, and she added me on Instagram, and then she just talking. I replied like once, and then I just left it.
Because even that's a bit strange. Like, it doesn't have to be a man; it can still be a female. Like, there's a lot of scary stories. I won't go into them all now, but there's a lot of scary stories where women approach younger girls to get them on side to do certain things. And do you feel like you'd be aware of something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Or would you have possibly have gone along to this youth centre and not even thought about it?
I was never planning on going from the time that she was trying to walk off.
Okay. I do feel like you're pretty clued up in that region, to be fair. And like, I'm glad for it. I feel like I taught you well.
Taught myself.
Taught yourself. No, you didn't. It was me. It was all me. I'm shaking. No, you're a very grown up young lady, and I'm proud of the way that you carry yourself. But one thing I do have a problem with is your trust that you have for people. You trust people far too much, and I think as your mum sitting back and looking at situations, like, I know I can be too nice to people, and I know you've seen that in me, but at your age, I wasn't. Like, I wasn't. Like, I could be very cutthroat, don't want to talk to you, I'm done with this situation. However, you, at your age now, you're far too nice. And you invite people into your life that you don't know. You meet girls on the internet and you become their friend. Yeah. Now, you don't know these girls from Adam. So when I say to you, I don't want you going out with Tracy, it's because I don't know Tracy. You don't know Tracy. Tracy's just come out of nowhere and you're telling me you want to go here, there, and everywhere with Tracy. Do you understand my concerns? What do you think my concerns are with you finding a friend on the internet and just going out with them?
You don't know them. You don't trust them. Just listen.
So why do you trust them?
I think it's when I build a friendship with them, and because they'll have mutual friends as well, and I will speak to them like on call and stuff. I think it's that. Plus, I want to make friends.
Kind of. I mean, we didn't have social media when I was younger, so we didn't make friends that way. That wasn't, how it was. We met people face to face. We got to know each other, and yeah, everybody kind of knew each other. But I feel like now with the kids that you guys are too trusting. You meet people on the internet and you just become friends. And I've said to you on a few occasions, mind these people. Now, have you had any altercations with these people? Do you feel like I've been right?
Sometimes.
Yeah. In what way?
Just the way you said.
The way I said? What I've said about them? What I said could happen? These things have happened? So you feel like you've been close with these people and yet they've done something behind your back or they've spoken about you and it's left you in a vulnerable position because you thought that was your friend. But I already told you that wasn't your friend. And I'm not saying that as a I told you so. Like my mum used to do it to me when I was younger. She would see a friend and be like, that's not your friend. And I'm like, it's fine, we're fine, And then lo and behold, that person has screwed me over. Like they've got with boys that I liked, or they've like tried to get me in trouble. Like I've told you, there's times when I went out with one person in particular and we nearly got into an altercation and it ended up being these girls wanted to attack me and my friend walked off and left me. And it just so happened that the boys that we'd met in the middle of London decided to come and get me away from these other girls. Not my friend, these random boys. These random boys could have taken me and done anything. I was only young. I think I was only like 15. I was the same age as you. But luckily for me, they did just want to protect me from these other girls. And they cussed out my friend as to why she left me in the first place. But that could have been so different. Those boys could have been on the same side of that girl. Those girls, sorry. And I could have got beaten up. I could have got all my jewelry stolen. I could have got, do you know what I mean? Anything could have happened. And that's why I get worried. When you go out with these girls that you don't know, anything could happen. They could see people out that want to go for them, don't like them. And because you're with them, you're now the one that's getting attacked. You got to remember you're a pretty girl as well. Yeah? You're a very pretty girl as well. And you have a stink face most of the time. Yeah, you don't have a smile, hi, I'm friendly, I'm Shania. You have a face. And some people are not going to like that. Full stop. Just because of the way you look. You have to know how to hold yourself and carry yourself by yourself, not with random girls that don't have your back. There's only a couple of your friends that I would say to you, yeah, cool. Because I know no matter what happens when you're out, they've got your back. But these new ones that you're bringing around, I don't know them. And I'm telling you now, they do not have your back. Because if something kicked off, there was another time. Yeah, and keep bringing up times when you was in Shepherd's Bush and you wanted to go to KFC. Do you remember?
What?
You was in Shepherd's Bush. I think everyone wanted to go to Nando's or wherever they wanted to go. And you wanted to go to KFC. And the person that you went with basically flipped on you and left you by yourself in Shepherd's Bush.
No, that's not what happened.
Yeah, they got on a train and they went to go home. That was it. She told everyone, let's go.
Mm.
Yeah. Had everyone had listened to her, luckily the other girls were your friends, but had everyone had listened to her, you would have been left stranded by yourself in Shepherd's Bush. I would have killed you for one. Yeah. And you never know what could have happened. But luckily, the other girls were like, no, we're not leaving her. We're going to wait for her. But that one person there that you went with, you thought was your friend. But you know now, she's not. And I feel like you've had that a few times with people. Oh, I don't want to upset you. I don't want to make you cry because I feel like I'm really upsetting you right now. But you need to understand, babe. Like I've been there. I'm only 19 years older than you. It wasn't that long.
Old.
All right, mind yourself. It wasn't that long ago that I was there, so I know the things that can happen. Like even with my best friends, I'll tell you another story. I went to the West End. I think I was 15 again. Shouldn't have been in the West End in the first place. Yeah. It was one of my friend's birthdays. There's me, two other girls. And these boys pulled up in a car in the middle of the West End. And the two girls I was with decided they were going to get into the car with these boys. I'm now in the middle of the West End, in the middle of the night, on my own, like, what do I do? So I got in the car with them because they were drunk. And I thought, I'm not going to leave them. I'm going to go with them, make sure they're all right. Even though realistically, who am I protecting? There's two grown-ass men. There's one driving, there's one in the passenger seat. I say grown-ass men, they're probably grown teenagers, but to us, they were men. Luckily for us, we went back to the house. I think we played poker or dominoes or something, and they dropped us home in the morning. And that was it. Luckily. However, that could have gone so differently. so differently. So this is why I'm onto you the way that I'm onto you, because I know what it's like out there. And I don't feel like you do. I feel like you're very blasé and that you are very trusting, and you need to snap out of that. Because these people that you don't know will leave you. Yeah, like, again, I revert back to this thing that happened with the girl the other day. You know, when you're with people and everything's okay and la da da. Like, imagine you have an argument and they all walk off and then you're on your own and then someone comes for you. Like, I never want you to be in that position. But obviously, I can't be there every step of the way. You know, I saw a lot of people saying, oh, this person shouldn't have been on their own. That little girl shouldn't have been on her own. However, it's very hard for a parent to be with their child 24/7. We have to work. We have other children to look after. Like, growing up, we wasn't with people 24/7. Our parents sent us to school from time. As soon as we could walk down the road, we were going to school. It didn't matter how far we were going, we were walking to school or we were getting on a school bus. So I think I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not very realistic being with your child 24/7. Obviously, if you're under a certain age, then yeah, of course. But when they get to high school and stuff, you know, you expect them to go off on their own. I mean, I know I didn't really let you go off on your own. When you first started high school, you was allowed to go to the shop.
Let me.
Well, yeah, you didn't want to let me either. You wanted a lift every day. But I mean, I can't be there for you all the time. Like, I cannot be there to protect you. I just need to let you know what is out there. That's why I sent you those videos. As much as even looking at those videos was upsetting for anybody, but as a parent, it broke my heart. And even now, when you leave the house, I follow you. I follow you on the tracker just to make sure you got to where you're getting to. But I'm not following you because I don't trust you. I'm following you to make sure nothing happens. Even today, when you left me from my workplace and I saw someone walking behind you, like,